Welcome. My name's Craig Carroll, President of Team One Plastics, and I'm honored to have Troy Nix, Executive Director of the MAPP organization, with me today as we discuss trends and basically plastic industry topics. And as we've discussed in some earlier segments, probably the one key factor that's a challenge for almost every processor is really what you talked about, talent development. Do you have some things that you've seen out there that could help us processors as we try to overcome that big hurdle?
I was talking to a owner of a mid-size injection molding firm the other day, and I said, I have a resume on my desk, and it looks like a good qualified applicant in your region. Are you interested? And he came back to me and he said, I don't have any job openings right now, but I'll hire anybody that is of quality. What does that say? So in this day and age, so talent development is huge, and retaining talent, and then as you and I were discussing earlier, I feel that one of the strategies that certain companies are using in the marketplace is trying to become that employer of choice, so that talent that's in the marketplace looks at your company as an opportunity, and they're drawn by the benefits and the work environment and the culture. And so I think that part of becoming or part of finding talent is becoming an employer of choice, or having a strategy to do so in your local community.
Yeah. I think it's interesting as we look at this question, because there really wasn't a lot of talk of that even a couple years ago, mainly because of the economy and the shrinkage of our industry, but manufacturing in general.
Yeah.
That you really look at the age of the manufacturing talent. It's fairly old. And how do we get new people, which is really going to be the lifeblood? There's such a big separation from the experienced people, but there's almost no in-between. And the young people think manufacturing's like the 60s or 70s, the old assembly lines, the old steel mills. But it's not that way, as you well know, as you see many processors, and Team One, I think, is one of those. How do we get new people drawn into this industry? They can make good money, and there's a lot of good, exciting opportunities.
I'll tell you what, Craig, I came out of a mold making operation this morning, and walking through this organization, I couldn't believe it. The technology and the cleanliness of the facility, it was amazing. So, I think there's a lot of different avenues. I vote that every manufacturing company in America gets the banner open for the youth of America, right? And I think that we have to do a better job at getting the message out to the youth that we want them.
Right.
And this is interesting because out of our last board meeting, there's an initiative that MAPP is undertaking right now, and this is going to be news to you, but there's got to be a way to take 1 year certified people that have went out to invest in themselves to learn a little bit about plastics, or those 2-year degree students, or even students that have 4-year degrees, and they're out there.
Yeah.
But the question is, how do we funnel them to our companies?
Yes.
And one of the things that we had talked about, and we're taking action right now, is developing relationships with the institutions across America, from the smaller 2-year colleges to the trade schools, and forcing, or I should say allowing the young people to come into the MAPP website to post their information. Here's who I am, and here's how you contact me, and here's what I'm looking for. So kind of a clearinghouse of those who are interested, because right now, if they're scattered about, how do you collect them? And then once you collect them, the MAPP organization and all its members are looking like piranha at these opportunities, and who knows, somebody may check the box that they want to get near Detroit, and they may have, or want to be in CAD, or want to be a process engineer, and lo and behold, you're not far from Detroit. Right? So that's kind of the concept of what we're trying to do, to consolidate that talent that we know is out there, and then putting in touch with the marketplace. So that's one step.
Right.
That's what we're trying to do.
Right, because we think it's absolutely critical to be advocates for the industry. We haven't done the best job, and we need to get out there within the high schools, those trade schools, because we really, 4-year degrees are nice, but there's a lot of positions within all our organizations that could use a 1-year certification or a 2-year degree. And then from there, we can then really build the skill set that they might need to be successful, not just at Team 1, but within the whole industry.
You know, that's interesting because there are a lot of young people that end up going to school that don't make it. They don't,
Right.
It's not their bailiwick.
Right.
So if we could tap into that resource, and it's very difficult. Locally, you have to have a strategy in your business to go out and reach, but sometimes as an individual processor, it's difficult to do, and you actually need a team
Yes.
with others so that you can not only market to them, but a continuing message. And then you begin to educate the educators about your opportunities. And then one thing leads to another, but workforce development is truly a long-term proposition. You can't expect to do it within 6 months and have a return on investment. And you can't expect not to do it when things go bad. And I think that's
Yeah.
what happened to our industry is we don't need the people right now, so let's give up on you know, putting the word out about how
That's
great
right.
our industry is.
That's right. And that's part of where we're at today. So it's a big challenge for everyone, but hopefully we'll be up for it.